Welcome back, Embers, or if you're new here, welcome to Campfire Crew. My name is Stone, my pronouns are they, them, and today we are going to be playing, finally, with the Citrus Punch Palette by Simply Posh Cosmetics. Now, I have not opened this despite having owned this since August. I got it on the pre-sale because it was a palette that I really wanted. It was on my wish list. I do wish lists on Canva, like with the pictures of the palettes. And it was on my wish list for a really long time, and then they stopped selling the palette. So when it came back, I snatched it up. But since I got it shipped to me in August, I decided, since this is a spring summer color story, I wasn't going to open it up until summer this year. But I decided to, since February is my birth month and I'm going to be turning 30 this year. I feel like on camera I don't look 30, but if you saw my eye bags, you would know. The point being, I decided to open it up early for my 30th birthday. I've literally not opened this yet, so this is gonna be the first time for both of us. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to open this, so we're gonna play with it today. Oh my God. Let me get something to cover. Those shimmers are so sparkly. I was not expecting them to be so like shimmery. This looks in person so pretty. I'm so excited. One of the things I really like about Simply Posh and the way they do their palettes is they have light, deeper shimmer. And this is how I build my looks. I definitely go outside of this, but I love doing like monochromatic color stories, so I need a palette that can do monochromatic. While I love mixing colors, monochromatic is the thing I do when I'm lazy. But we're gonna start with the lime green citrus. The embossing in this is so freaking cute, but I love ruining a good embossing. Ooh, that's a really light. These feel so soft. There's that one. So then sour is the shimmer in this row. It's very kind of flaky. Oh, but it goes onto the hand very smooth and nice. Yeah, the pink's really nice. The base is a little bit more true green than this really electric bright green. And then lime is the deep color. It's not super deep, but it'll make a great deepening up shade, I think, especially with blacks and other palettes. You can barely see that. I'm gonna have to swatch on both hands. I'm swatching this so weird. And for the record, I'm gonna be putting this on my eyes today, but this is not going to be necessarily a like first impressions review. This is just me playing with this palette. I don't tend to I don't tend to watch first impression videos. If I go for a review, I'm trying to go for a review of someone who has used a palette multiple times, preferably. Sometimes they don't say that it's the first impressions, which really annoys me. But when I go for a review, I want someone who has used the palette as much as possible, preferably. But that's the greens. Then we go on to the yellow. So the light yellow is called Fizz, then Tangy, and then lemon. Ooh, lemon looks nice. Okay, Fizz. I am a bit nervous about these pastel shades. They're not swatching super well. I know that that isn't necessarily the only thing we have to worry about, and swatches aren't everything, but I am a bit worried that it's not going to show up super well. We'll find out today though. But that yellow is really pretty. So those are the yellows. Really pretty. Ooh, it is hard holding up my arms. I hold things up a lot at work, so when I have to do it at home, I'm like, ooh, I'm tired. I've done this too much this week. Okay, last one on this arm, and then we'll go to the next. So this is the like really light pink row. It's really pretty. I'm excited for the orange row. Ooh, that's a pretty color. It's called Squeeze, Zesty, or Tasty and Zest, sorry. So Squeeze, that's a pretty color. Then Tasty. Yeah, that's more of a blue shimmer on Tasty. Oh, you can see it there. That's really pretty. And Zest is also a really pretty color. Zest isn't super dark, but there are darker pinks on the other half of this palette. So this is half one of this palette. Really pretty. Love it so far. And then we'll switch to the other arm. And we're going in the orange section now. Orange are my favorite colors, so I'm really excited. Ooh, Clementine. Really bright. I have a shade like this in my Pan That palette, and it is the shade I have the most pan on. Tangerine, again, really flaky on the hand. And orange. Ooh, orange is pretty. Okay. So we've got Clementine. Oh, that feels better than the other two. Like that came out, that swatched really nice. Tangerine. Oh, that is very yellow. Oh, that's pretty. That is very yellow though. And then orange. Also really pretty. Love this row. Whoa. For me, the flip is so pink. Like aggressively kind of Barbie doll pink, maybe I would say. It's really cute though. Like the oranges a lot. Those are really pretty. I love oranges. Okay. Then we're going into a slightly darker pink row. We have Quench, Tropical. Oh, that's pretty. And Punch, which is like a hot pink. Love these, so pretty. Oh, that one also feels better than the first row. Oh, now that is orange. We've got this like light yellow, and then we've got this yellow, and then now we've got the orange. Oh, that's a really pretty pink, and that's gonna blend out really well with this. Yeah, that's really pretty. Love those swatches so far. And then we've got like purpley pinks. These are very like glittery shimmers, which I wasn't expecting in the swatches, but they look really pretty. I'm really excited. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this look. I need orange. Okay. Then the last three are grapefruit. Oh my God, I can't get over how soft these mattes feel. Flavorful. Oh, there's a really strong yellow shift on this. So it's kind of the yellow of this shimmer, the base color, is like the flip of this. It's like these are reverse colors of each other. It's like the base and the flip shade are reversed. Ooh, that's pretty. Blood orange is this really dark purple shade. So we've got grapefruit, which is this purpley pink. That looks almost exactly like two shades I panned in my Pan That palette, at least as far as I remember them. Ooh, this shade's pretty. It's kind of like, yeah, that's pretty. And then blood orange. So that is the color story. It's very light on camera. It's very light in person. I think a lot of these will go with a lot of these. It's pretty though. I'm excited. I see why a lot of the looks went pastel. There's a lot of colors I could use for pastel. There are things to darken up on this end. So all I know that I want to do is I definitely want to use at least this yellow fizz because I'm wearing my yellow pants. I think I also want to go into this orange, maybe a yellow and orange look, maybe yellow, orange, and pink. We'll see. I'm just gonna start putting shit on my eyes and we'll see how it goes. Also, if you see me looking very closely at this, it's because I can't see. My vision's very bad. We're gonna dip into fizz. I'm so nervous to put this on my eye. I will not lie. Oh, okay. So these are powdery shades, which I actually really like in an eyeshadow. I find all of the shades I have that are powdery are very pigmented. So I'm hoping for good things here. The shade Fizz is very powdery. I wouldn't expect anything less. I think Fizz and Citrus are both going to be extremely powdery because these light shades tend to be extra powdery. I think I'm going to go inner corner for yellow. Yeah, why not? That's definitely showing up on my skin. We'd love to see that. Though I do have pasty skin. This is my winter complexion. Hopefully winter will be over soon. Actually, in a month it'll be over. Thank goodness. I am sick of winter. I'm always sick of winter by the time January ends. Like every time. Who isn't sick of winter by the time January ends, though? January is an absolutely frigid month. It's been so freaking cold here. It's been like negative 16 Celsius with a wind chill of like negative 22 pretty regularly. Yeah, that's definitely very pastel. But yeah, it's been absolutely frigid here. I never want to go outside, and I just want it to end. We still have at least a month left. Once we're done February, I don't care how cold it is, I'll at least have hope and know that winter is going to be over soon. So, you know. Okay, then I'm going to go into, I guess, the orange shade next. And this is a bit of a bigger fluffy brush, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm going, yeah, okay. Clementine also so powdery. I'm also using big fluffy brushes, so again, still not that surprised, but okay, those two colors are blending in really nice together. I mean, that's not that surprising. They're pretty close to each other on the color wheel. They both have undertones of yellow. And they're both the same kind of like really light shades. So I'm not super surprised at that, but it is still nice to see. I said I wasn't going to do a review, but I am reviewing this to myself entirely, to be fair. I'm so serious right now. I'm really going lightly in with these shades. And building them up. Mostly so I don't get powder everywhere. Okay. There's a couple spots where this isn't quite picking up on my eye, which makes sense because there's a couple parts on my eye that, there we go. Never really want to get product because I have eye bags. Like I've hooded eyes, so there's a lot of skin around that area. So I just kind of press in the product, and usually if that works, I'm perfectly happy with the shadow. Okay, that looks good so far. I'm liking it. I'm gonna go back in with Fizz. This is just kind of what I always do. Like going back and forth is kind of my thing. I'm never not going back and forth, so I don't think it's a problem with the Why am I doing a review? Oh my god, I can't be stopped. I am trying to blend these two colors in together. Yeah. That's cute. Okay, and then we'll go, I think, into Quench, maybe? I'm going to use the even fluffier brush. And we're going to go into Quench. So let's talk. How am I? Poor. I feel like that's always the answer with me. Ooh, that's a pigmented shade. Oh, yes. That's a lot of pigment. Okay. I'm not good at this. Oh my god. Cute. Okay, now I'm basically gonna repeat what I did on the upper lash line, a little bit lower right in the crease with, so I used Fizzy, Clementine, and then Squeeze in that order. And now I'm gonna use Lemon, Zesty, and Orange just below where they were, just to darken out my crease because I love a dark crease. And let's actually talk, okay? Let's actually talk because I am usually very vague. I'm gonna go into Lemon, which is the darker yellow color. I usually am very vague about my life, and my feelings and my thoughts about most things. I have always, and I believe I have brought this up before, found it really, really difficult to open up about my feelings with people. Just in general. I feel like I always get stuck talking about really non-deep conversations. I used to talk too much, be too open with people. And I've spent a lot of my life learning through the way people interact with me and the reactions they have to my existence that not everybody gives a shit about what you have to say and what you think. And that sometimes people just wish you wouldn't exist as how you are. And I mean that from a perspective of I'm mentally ill, and people don't often like to talk about mental illness other than anxiety and depression, which I actually have both of. But like people don't, they'll be like, I like to talk about mental illness. Mental illness is fine until you're mentally ill enough that you're not showering and you're not brushing your teeth and you're unable to work. Or like, oh, it's fine if you're socially awkward until you actually say something socially awkward, and then everybody's like, oh, what? Or it's fine if you're gay or lesbian, but like trans, non-binary, asexual. Oh, people hate asexuals. Freaking hate asexuals. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. Like, God forbid you are too outside of the norm. A little outside of the norm is fine, but like too much is too much. Or like when I was a kid, I always had people who like I'd try and be nice and they'd react like I slapped them in the face, and I never understood why. So I learned that sometimes it is safer to change yourself for other people. And I fought against that really hard in a lot of ways when I could. But I feel like lately, I've just been so tired by life that I've forgotten to fight back against the feeling that it is safer and better to just quiet yourself for other people's comfort. And I really want this year, in 2025, while I'm 30 and above, okay, I'm gonna go into orange now, to be more honest online. And I always have these worries that people aren't gonna like me if I say what I think, because a lot of my opinions are intense. They're a lot. I can be a lot. And I like that about myself. Like, personally, I like the things I think. I think I'm pretty cool. Whoa, that is bright. But I want to try and push myself to say the things I actually think. And share my actual genuine opinions on things. I think it's the difference between like the people who are like hot take and they say something that's like a very average take. And you have to be like, girl, that's a normal take. Who, like, there's something to be said about the way in which people have been made to feel like their very average opinions about things are like so extreme. And part of that is just like marginalization in general, right? I live in Canada, and so we get a lot of American politics around here, and Canadian ones too. Let's not pretend that Canadian politics are any better. But like, as a queer person, there has been a consistent effort to make just existing as a non-binary person, a queer person, a bisexual, an AFAB, political. And I'm the kind of person, I think everything's political, because I'm a person whose life has been politicized. Mental health is political. Existing as who I am is political. Like, all these things, even being a woman in this day and age is pretty political. Like, existing in a lot of ways feels politically charged. I'm going to use punch, I think. I'm not sure I like this. But it might just be soft. I might just not like it because I haven't deepened up the outer corner yet. I'm not used to doing soft looks. So, like, in a lot of ways, I think that me feeling like I can't share my thoughts are because when just existing as yourself is deemed like, oh my god, it's too much, like, what are people going to think about my actually radical thoughts? What are people gonna start thinking if I like actually share my genuine opinions on things that are like even a little bit outside of the average? Because I'm already like existing in a space where just living and existing, not even holding polarizing opinions, not telling anyone any of my actual polarizing opinions, is already viewed as polarizing to a lot of people and in a lot of ways. What are people going to think when I actually have polarizing views on top of being a polarizing person just because of the way we've been politicized and the current climate is? Ooh, there's the pigment, there's the color. That's nice. I'm using the shade Punch right now. It's not the darkest, but it is pretty. These shades are blending in together really nicely. I'm excited to play with this more. This is not the kind of look I would normally do. 3 whole colors in a look, that's crazy. Ooh, I could put some greens on the lower lash line, make it even more colors. I'm going really outside of my comfort zone today. And I don't think doing this is going to be a fast process. Like, I'm not going to go straight into my most polarizing opinions. And I still think in some ways I might never share like every opinion I ever have. I don't think it's necessary to share every opinion I ever have on the internet with people I don't know that well. And I can be more honest with people like I know and trust in real life, right? But I still think I'm going too far to the side of like not talking at all about myself and really kind of focusing a little too much on the it's just about makeup here thing. Because I don't like, obviously I mentioned that I'm queer here with, for the record, the express understanding that the people who do not like that about me will not watch these videos and will not engage. I do not want to. I have so many times when I don't tell people who I am from the jump, that I'm mentally ill, that I have BPD, that I'm non-binary, that I'm bisexual, whatever it is, that some people don't, I'm not religious. And then they find out, they leave and they say hurtful things. Right? And I'm trying to be like, if you don't like these things about me, just don't interact at all. Like, I don't want to have to deal with that. I have other things to do. Thank you. That's the reason I state it. Because I don't want to waste the goddamn time. It's a lot of time and effort. I like this more now that I have this color. I'll be so honest. It's really helping. I feel like that orange isn't deep enough. Like, what's supposed to be a dark orange color isn't that dark. It's still pretty pastel. Maybe I'll just make it a little brighter. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. I'm liking this more. I'm happier with this look now. We're getting somewhere. Okay. I think I'll do the lower lash line and then the shimmers on the top. That's just how I roll, whereas I can't freaking see anything. But like slowly, I would like to come out of my shell and like have at least a few polarizing opinions on here. I have a whole thing planned. I have no idea how long that was on there, and I am sorry for however long it was. I think I'm going to use green on the lower lash line. Yep, let's do it. I'm going to use Citrus, the light green. God, that is so powdery. I'm not surprised, but oh my god. Okay. Like, first of all, I'm working right now on a video that I saw DW do. on 5 things, like top 5s of different categories, and that's like the most basic thing I could do to like actually talk about myself on this channel instead of just only focusing on the makeup because I'm scared to let people in, because that's what it is. Let's be so honest with ourselves. I'm saying ourselves like it's not me, myself. That's what it is. I'm scared to let people in. So I have that I need to edit. And that's like basic level. There's some interesting things I'm learning. Not learning about myself, but remembering, I guess, about myself. One of the things about BPD is unstable sense of self. And I always work on that. Like, I try and remember who I am. Remember who you are, Simba. But like when I do videos like that, where I'm talking about myself and the things I'm into, I realize there are patterns that emerge of things I like. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a human with like things I like and care about. Wow, shocking to me, actually, genuinely. But I also have a video planned where I am going to talk about brands I don't buy from, I don't like financially support, and why. And I haven't filmed that yet. And frankly, I think it's because that's terrifying to me. Because talking about like movies I like and books I like and being like, haha, I have childhood trauma, and so I like to talk about things with childhood trauma, or ha, I'm gay, so I like all this gay shit, or like, even there's one movie I like that's like a bit of a take on capitalism, and I'm already like, maybe that's too much, I'm gonna lose the like 10 subscribers I do have, and I do have more than 10 subscribers, but a lot of them, you know, are from when I did this channel before and talked about different things. But like, haha, I'm gonna already lose people on just that alone. Imagine what's gonna, like, I cannot imagine how people are gonna feel when I start talking about morality. Cause like, ooh, I've been online a long time, and I know that some people will think that I am saying that my moral opinions mean that I'm judging you for yours. And the other thing is, like, I don't know how to have the conversation of like, sometimes I am judging you for your moral opinions. If you're like homophobic or racist or sexist and not like actively, or ableist or like a million other things like that, where it's like you're judging people for things outside of their own control and you're not working on it. If you're working on it, that's, you know, that's one thing. But if you're like proudly like that in any way, yeah, I am judging you a little bit. But for the most part, when we're talking about like, not even, because a lot of situations where it's like, what will you support versus not support, aren't even about your morals necessarily. They're about the hierarchy of your morals. So like, I buy from brands that aren't cruelty free, not because I don't think animals deserve more rights than they currently get, and we shouldn't, like, not because I'm against those beliefs, but because I feel like I'm going to lose a lot of people here, but because there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Things are bad. We have a bad way of making products, producing products. There's a lot of immorality all around us. And you kind of have to pick and choose which things you care about more, right? So I have like my top to my bottom list of like how much I care, and you can't care about everything. I mean, you can. People care about a lot of different things, but like, it is impossible to buy things ethically, which to me means you should buy less if you can, right? But like, I don't judge people for having differing opinions on what the most to the least important things are, or the things that they're like, I have, like, just because my top priority is one thing and your top priority is a different thing does not mean I am judging you. But I feel like that's how people are going to take it, because that's how people on the internet can be sometimes. And it's like, I feel like when I'm trying to be authentic, I feel like I have to justify it 20 ways to Sunday for people to like not misinterpret what I'm saying. But then there's also always people who will always misinterpret what you say, no matter what. And it's a fine line of like, how much do you justify yourself? How much do you like explain what you're trying to say so that the people who are trying to understand will understand what you're saying, but not so much so that you are not really saying anything at all. And I have so often erred so far on the side of caution that I'm not saying what I mean at all, because I spend an hour just like making caveats so that by the time I get to the point, nobody's watching anymore. Nobody cares anymore, because I've spent so much time being annoying, being like, well, technically I don't mean this. This isn't what I mean. Don't get it twisted. Oh, I'm taking the shade Lime and like tight lining it. Lime seems like a deeper shade than something like orange does. You know what I found really funny? This is totally unrelated to that last rant, but also totally related. Everything's related. Things are more related than we think. That is a weird opinion I have, but it's one I do have. My mom told me that she was surprised that I got into makeup. And I understand and don't understand at the same time. On one hand, I was the kind of kid who was artistic and was always coloring and painting and really anything with colors. So like, maybe we shouldn't be surprised that I was like, oh yeah, colors, but putting them on your face sounds like a great time. Let's do that. Like, that part is not surprising. But also, I was the teenager and kid who was like, makeup is part of the social system that tries to convince us that we have flaws so that the system can correct those flaws that they made up. And I do think that way about some makeup. I mean, like, younger me wasn't wrong. I think there's a lot of ways in which makeup. Oh yeah, that's cute. She's cute. Okay, shimmer time. I think there's a lot of ways in which the makeup industry at large takes advantage of sexism to sell us shit. In fact, I think most industries take advantage of bad systems to try and sell us shit. Marketing in general is kind of shit. Not all marketing is bad, but I think a lot of marketing is. And that's another video I want to make at some point, where I talk about bad marketing practices. Because there are a lot of bad marketing practices. A lot of them. And I'm mad about it. Okay, give me a second. But like, I have a whole video that I wanted to do about bad marketing practices. There's so many that I see that piss me off. A lot of things piss me off. To be honest, I don't like shit things. I don't think anyone does. Sorry, it's really getting to me. A lot of things. I'm very passionate, one way or the other, about a lot of things. There's another video. I have a whole video. Like, I have so many random drafts on my phone about videos I want to eventually make that I never posted and never filmed because they scare me to talk about my actual opinions. I have one about the way in which we talk about sustainability and how it's really shitty to poor people. I'm not saying sustainability is shitty to poor people, though. It is, let's be clear. A lot of things are shitty to poor people, but like, I'm saying there are some things that people say about sustainability that are kind of just fucked up to poor people. Like, shut up. I'll give you an example, one of which being like a lot of blame will be put on poor people for going to eat at fast food, even though expensive restaurants are also extremely wasteful. I know, I've worked in restaurants my like entire adult life. High-end restaurants are also very, very wasteful. And most poor, like truly poor people cannot afford to be wasteful on the level of middle class and rich people, because middle class and rich people have the expendable income to spend more money. And so if middle class people are like, the problem isn't poor people buying Shein, it's middle class people and rich people buying Shein at huge volumes, keeping them in business. You know what I mean? Like, we blame poor people for so much stuff that is not inherently at the fault of poor people. For one example, I have a whole video about it written, and it just feels not good enough. Like, not enough. Like, I have to say the most amazing thing about it, or I can't say it at all. I have, okay. Yeah, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if a brush is the best way to do this, but I need one for my inner corner. It's so small in there. It's called Sustainability versus the Poor. I even have a freaking title for it and everything. I have... I could just stare at this shimmer forever. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. Okay, I'm going to use my fingers now. Okay, then that was tangy. I'm going to go into tangerine. I just flaky as... The point is, I have all these freaking videos planned, written, saved, so many ideas that I never do. And I don't know if I'm gonna do all of them. But maybe I should do more of them. Oh, that's the wrong shape. That's the wrong shape. It's tangy, I need. Like I have so many thoughts bubbling up in this head, and I feel like I never say them, and they're constantly there, and I just want somebody to talk about them with. That's why I made this channel. That's why I did Twitch back in the day, because I had so many games I wanted to share with people. Like, I want to talk to people about the things I'm interested in, but I'm also deeply, deeply afraid of talking to people about the things I'm interested in, because I have a fear of rejection because of personality disorder that's based on a fear of rejection. And I want to, this isn't just me complaining, I mean, it is a lot of me complaining, but it's also me acknowledging that I need to do something about it and being honest. And that's kind of the whole thing I need to do, is be honest. And these showers are so just literally This is a really good first impression of this palette. I'm having a lot of fun. Despite the fact I'm talking about some like genuine bullshit of my brain being stupid. Yeah, this wasn't just me complaining. It's also me saying I'm gonna do the goddamn thing where I talk more about myself and share my actual opinions on things. Whether you want me to or not, I'm not gonna keep waiting around for somebody to ask me to do the video. I'm just gonna do it. And if after this year you no longer want to watch my channel, even if we talk, even if we're friends or like whatever, that's okay. But I have always been happier when I get to talk to people about things I care about. This is a place I'm supposed to do that. And I cannot just spend all of this time being afraid to be myself for fear of alien. Oh my god, mascara on me. Okay, I guess that mascara's too straight now. Alienating an audience I barely even have. I just can't do it anymore. Like, being a human is so difficult. Genuinely, why is it so hard to just exist? I'm so tired. But I need to just do it. I need to just freaking do it. Let me look at my eyes with my glasses actually on. Ooh, there's a lot of crazy lighting going on. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. I don't know. Oh, I guess you will. It's very close to my body. Let me. Yeah, that's so pretty. Love these shimmers. You can barely see them. You really can't see that. The lighting is not good. I'm sorry. I will try and take a picture I'll try and take a picture and then put it on the screen so you can actually see what my eyes look like. Loving this palette so far. I was a little concerned for a minute in the middle about this look, but it turned out really pretty. It is not something I would normally do, but I guess that's kind of what I love about certain palettes, is they can push you out of your comfort zone. Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to finish this look. I'm kind of tired after doing this video, honestly. I was gonna do other videos after this, but I might save them for another day because this has been a little bit emotionally exhausting, honestly. I know some people don't like negativity. And if you're one of those people, you shouldn't be here. Because I think honesty is important and it has kept me alive for a long time. That's a really sad thing to say, but it's true. And I think I do my best. I'm at my happiest when I feel like I'm allowed and encouraged to talk about how I feel, even when that feeling is negative. And I'm hoping that reclaiming this space for myself to be more honest will help me feel better, not just online but offline, because I've been struggling and I just need to do something about it. So this is what I'm gonna do about it, at least on this channel. And I will, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. This is my drink, by the way. I've been drinking it. It's peace tea, strawberry lemonade. It's really good. I have like one sip left, so I'm gonna drink it. And I will see you guys later for my next video. I might actually film after this because I have videos I need to film. I may take a break though. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to see me if you want to see me on this journey of talking about the things that I want to talk about and not being so afraid anymore to talk about my feelings and my thoughts and my opinions, or any of the videos I mentioned sound interesting to you, let me know. Subscribe, like the video if you liked the video, and I will see you guys next time for Project 10 Uses or No Pain Left Behind. That's the other one I'm doing. Okay, I'm bad at outros. I need to get better at outros. That's my other goal for this year. Get better at outros, goddammit. Goodbye.